America's B-52 Stratofortress bombers are right now conducting the most sustained and devastating bombing campaign that Iran has ever experienced, flying directly into Iranian airspace with complete freedom and systematically destroying every underground missile city, every launcher, every production facility, and every tunnel network. Hit subscribe for more updates that Iran spent decades building as the backbone of its entire military strategy. This is not a surgical strike campaign anymore. This is a sledgehammer, and Iran has no way to stop it. The reason the B-52 can now fly freely and deeply inside Iranian territory comes down to one simple fact. 80% of Iran's air defense network has already been destroyed by American F-22 and F-35 stealth fighters and B-2 Spirit bombers in the opening phase of Operation Epic Fury. And EA-18G Growler electronic warfare jets have been systematically jamming whatever isolated air defense remnants remain, creating safe aerial corridors deep inside Iran through which the B-52s can fly directly to their targets without meaningful resistance. The B-52 carries up to 70,000 pounds of weapons in a single sortie. 35 of the same 2,000-pound precision bombs that have been collapsing tunnel entrances and entombing Iranian missiles underground. And unlike a fighter jet that delivers a handful of munitions per mission, a single B-52 can devastate multiple targets in one pass before returning to base, reloading, and coming back for the next wave. CENTCOM confirmed that in the 72 hours leading up to March 9th alone, American bombers struck 200 targets deep inside Iran, with B-52s at the center of that campaign, hitting missile launchers, underground storage facilities, tunnel networks, and now the production facilities where Iran manufactures its ballistic missiles. This last point is critical. The U.S. has shifted its focus from destroying what Iran currently has to destroying Iran's ability to produce more, because Israeli military intelligence confirmed that Iran had been aggressively ramping up missile production in recent months, with a goal of reaching a stockpile of 8,000 ballistic missiles by 2027. And that ambition is now being permanently canceled, one factory at a time. The B-52s are being guided to their targets with extraordinary precision through a layered intelligence network. Predator drones with a range of 770 miles are flying ahead of the bombers, conducting real-time reconnaissance, assessing battle damage, identifying remaining targets, and feeding coordinates directly to B-52 pilots, while MQ-9 Reapers and RQ-4 Global Hawk surveillance drones are simultaneously pumping targeting data to the bombers in real time, allowing B-52 pilots to execute wave after wave of strikes against a constantly updated target list without ever losing situational awareness. What makes this drone-bomber combination so lethal is the speed at which targeting decisions are being made. Intelligence comes in from a Global Hawk operating at 60,000 feet above Iranian territory, gets processed by CENTCOM analysts in real time, and is transmitted directly into the cockpit of a B-52 already airborne and heading toward the next target, compressing what used to take hours of mission planning into minutes of execution. Iran cannot hide, cannot move fast enough, and cannot shoot back effectively enough to break this cycle. The tactical approach is working with devastating efficiency. Iran's missile launches have collapsed from 480 per day on February 28th to just 40 per day by March 9th, a decline of over 90%, and approximately 70% of Iran's total missile launchers are already confirmed destroyed or entombed underground, while drone attacks have fallen 83% from their peak, as launch sites across the country are eliminated one by one. Iran has attempted to salvage some of its damaged launchers by moving them into underground facilities, but those underground facilities are being targeted immediately with bunker-busting bombs, meaning the launchers have nowhere safe to go. The moment a launcher moves, it gets tracked by surveillance drones overhead, and within minutes, a B-52 delivers the strike that ends it. The mobile launcher, which was always Iran's backup plan when fixed sites came under attack, is now just as vulnerable as everything else, because the surveillance network overhead is so dense and so persistent that nothing on Iranian soil can move without being observed, tracked, and targeted. Trump himself confirmed that from the moment a missile launch is detected, the U.S. needs just 4 minutes to dispatch a bomber to destroy that launch site permanently. 4 minutes is not enough time for any mobile launcher crew to fire, pack up, and escape before the retaliatory strike arrives, which means every Iranian missile launch from this point forward is simultaneously Iran sacrificing the infrastructure used to fire it. And now the campaign is about to intensify significantly, because the United Kingdom has authorized the United States to operate from RAF Fairford in England, with 3 B-52s already confirmed at that base as of March 9th, having flown in from Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, and Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean is also expected to come into play as a forward staging base for American bomber operations. The strategic importance of this development cannot be overstated. From Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, the distance to Iran is approximately 11,000 kilometers, pushing the limits of the B-52's 8,800-mile range and requiring multiple aerial refueling stops. But from RAF Fairford, the distance to Iran is just 4,500 kilometers, less than half, meaning B-52s can now fly to Iran, unleash their full payload, and return to a base completely out of range of any Iranian retaliation, with over 3,000 miles of flying range still remaining after a complete round trip. The U.S. Air Force's 501st Combat Support Wing has operated at RAF Fairford for years, meaning all maintenance infrastructure, ground support equipment, and logistics pipelines are already in place. No setup time needed, no construction delays. American cargo aircraft are already moving ammunition to the base to keep the bombers continuously loaded and ready to fly. Shorter distance means more frequent sorties. More frequent sorties means more bombs falling on Iran every single day. And more bombs every single day means Iran's already collapsing missile infrastructure gets hit harder and faster than at any point in this war so far. The B-52 in its current configuration can also carry the AGM-158 JASSM, a stealthy cruise missile with a range of over 200 miles that can be fired from outside Iranian airspace entirely, allowing the bombers to strike deeply buried targets without ever entering the range of whatever isolated Iranian air defense systems still remain operational, adding yet another layer of flexibility to an already overwhelming strike package. Iran appointed Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the killed supreme leader, as the new supreme leader, and Trump responded immediately and directly, stating he was not going through all of this to end up with another Khamenei, and that he intended to be personally involved in the selection of Iran's leadership. That statement tells you everything about where this war is heading. Trump is not looking for a ceasefire while Iran makes leadership appointments that directly contradict American demands, which means the B-52s keep flying, the production facilities keep burning, the tunnel entrances keep collapsing, and Iran's new supreme leader is inheriting command of a military that has lost 70% of its missile launchers, 80% of its air defenses, its entire navy, and is now facing a bomber force that is closer to Iranian territory than at any point in this conflict. Every sortie that leaves RAF Fairford now arrives over Iran faster, hits harder, and returns sooner for the next reload, and there is no signal from Washington that this tempo is going to slow down until either Iran's entire military-industrial base is rubble or Tehran accepts terms that Trump himself approves. Iran has a missile-focused military doctrine and is rapidly running out of missiles, running out of launchers, running out of factories, and running out of time. The B-52s are not stopping. Stay tuned.